It's the Blood, Sweat, and Heels Season 1, Episode 8. Recap, review, and opinion by Meat Magazine, and the episode is titled Giving Some and Getting Some. The show starts out where it left off last week at the Cocktails with Belle event in EVR, which is an acronym for Everyone's Very Rich. Well, except for Melissa, but we'll get to that slut in a minute. I have to say this first. The episode was very good and very interesting right from the start. So Melissa goes to buy herself a drink of alcohol, and much like Daisy, her black card is broken, and she's trying to play dumb. Well, Melissa, you should have learned to stretch a dollar the way that you learn to stretch a puss. And it's all good, because I'm going to take good care of you as soon as I get this money. Melissa brought Daisy to Demetria's event because she wanted them to talk and fix their little pseudo beef, and Demetria is being a vampire by trying to suck Daisy's positive energy out of her. She's hating big time on the sweet, spunky, bad wig wearing author and ball of positive energy. I think that Daisy is adorable, and Demetria should work with her instead of against her. But anyway, Demetria turns her big disgusting body around so that she can fart on Daisy, and she knocks over a glass. And since Daisy's wearing a very revealing dress that shows off her brown shapely legs, the glass jumps up and cuts her. And this could have all been avoided if these women were in the kitchen wearing their burqas. Anyways, Daisy the sunflower is bleeding happy juice all over the place. It looks like a horror film. I'm talking blood everywhere, looking like a rap video shot in Compton. Oh well, I now know why the show is titled Blood, Sweat, and Heels. They are arguing and sweating when Demetria drew blood on Daisy, and everybody's wearing heels, even the cameraman. So Daisy got patched up, and she said FTS, fuck this shit, and threw down that silly leg cast and put on a tiny band-aid, and somehow it stopped her from bleeding when all of that other cloth couldn't. So Demetria doesn't know why they are beefing with each other at this point either, so I am not alone by being confused by it. She told Daisy something to the effect of, and I quote, "Sometime you might not remember what someone said, but you remember the way they made you feel." You know what? To be honest, that sounds like something a rape victim would say. I can see Razby now. "I don't remember what he said, but that hurts." I was hoping that she was going to tell Demetria that she's sick of her nasty, funky attitude, tell her to grow up, and then threaten to whip out a strap-on, rip off the rubber dick, then proceed to strap-on fuck her up the ass with a can of Glade to freshen her stinking attitude because she's tired of her being insecure and talking out of her cunt. But she took the higher route and let her know that she's not trying to bring any drama to the event. And she's sorry that Demetria took whatever she did the wrong way, and now they're cool again. For now. And they will talk about it at another time. So now we're at Melissa's job, and she walks in so drunk from the night before that she had to have a brother in a suit come play Captain Save a Video Ho and find the icon on her email account on her computer for her. And all I'm going to say is this: brother man better hit that. 40-year-old ex-booty models that come to work hungover are the easiest piece of puss you're ever going to get. And you get bragging rights to boot. So Jennifer, who's Melissa's boss, told her that she needs to have a meeting with her really soon. And I'm scared that she's about to get fired. So now we're at Micah's apartment in Harlem, New York. Micah, who happens to be a high-ranking member of the Illuminati drunk model chapter, has a torture apparatus for her cheating boyfriend all set up. She first forced him to lay down at gunpoint. Then she took a sip from her special elixir. Shh, it's alcohol. Then she sent some electrical currents through his eyebrow. Bad, ruthless mulatto. Nick Cannon better watch his back. See how the mixed girls are? Micah has a cocktail party for Project Sunshine to go to, and she made her gay blabbermouth boyfriend swear an oath of secrecy and silence with the penalty of death if he dares to reveal the secrets. Cheddar cheese. Now we visit Bree's apartment in Manhattan, New York City, and Bree might be cute, but even her dog is boring. I bet the only thing drier than Bree's personality is her pussy. I bet you Bree's vagina is so dry I can light a match on her clit. I bet she masturbates with a hammer. Her coochie is so dry, tight, tart, and hard, I bet she doesn't even own a wrench. She's a walking toolbox. So Melissa Ford comes over and she told Sandpaper Snatch that she has this cute little Christmas tree outfit that her dog can put on. And I was confused. I said, wait a minute. How does a woman like Melissa, who lives in a closet-sized apartment, I mean, it's not even a studio, it's just a soundproof booth, but how does she have extra room for extra clutter like dog costumes? Then I realized something. That little outfit is probably something that the bitch wore in a rap music video back in the day when she was young and still pretty and relevant at barbershops. Anyway, Melissa is laughing at the bib that Bree put on her dog because she knows how it must feel. The dog must feel like her back in the day on a music video shoot. A bitch with balls all up in her face. You've made it, Melissa. You went from exploiting women to, well, exploiting women. Congratulations. You manless 40-year-old drunk. If you didn't scrape your womb over the years, you could have at least had a baby or something. Oh well, at least you have debt to keep you company. Your bank account is nothing but zeros with a 1 at the end, looking like a binary code for loser. So Demetria stops by and Bree lets the girls know that they are dutifully invited to her charitable event for a children's hospital. And of course, they drank to that. Come to find out, it's Bree's dog Rocco's birthday. And when she starts talking some old bullshit about not putting a candle on his cake and whatnot, Demetria looked at her like, girl, you need to be psychiatrically evaluated. And Melissa looked at her like, bitch, I would slap the black off of you, but I ran out of hand sanitizer. Now we're at Geneva's apartment in Harlem, New York City, and she has a charitable event to attend. But forget all of that. This Wesley Snipes lookalike is ready to get some penis. She sure can't wait for it. She decided to shove some Kegel balls up her cooch for now, to tighten things up down there. She's going on a date with her friend with Bend-a-Fits, not benefits, Bend-a-Fits, because he's going to bend her chubby body over and harpoon that hippo. So now we're in the SUV, and that's a slut utility vehicle. And we're with Demetria, aka Krusty the Clown, Melissa Ford, aka the woman so sexy that she takes a shit with her legs crossed, and Bree Bythewood, aka Orb, ORB. I bet you're asking yourself, what does that mean? ORB, one rich bitch. You see, Bree and Melissa do the same type of work, but Bree has it easy. It's a breeze. Melissa works on her knees to sell real estate, and her knee pads are about as raggedy as Micah the Drunk's kidneys. Bree, on the other hand, has a rich family, so she sells real estate through the Illuminati and her hookups. And Melissa is a bit jealous of her breezy and privileged lifestyle. Bree gives people the impression that she's such a lady, that when she wipes her ass, she folds the tissue over the chocolate before placing it into the toilet. Not tossing, but placing it carefully and slowly. I bet she says, there, when she gently puts it into the commode so it doesn't splash. Now we arrive at the Hebert H. Lehman College, sounds like a Jew, for the children's hospital party. Demetria, who is dressed like Mother Earth in her green and blue dress, and Melissa, who is dressed in her sky blue and white dress, are chatting it up, and they come to the conclusion that the girls need to come together and have a dinner party in the future so that they can stop disliking each other for no other reason than being catty chicks. And Melissa and me feel the same way about Micah. She's a sweetheart, and she has her back. Speaking of Micah, we're at the Project Sunshine event, and man, Micah and her boyfriend can barely get into the party good before some white boy in the Illuminati is hounding them about why they have been together for 2 years and aren't married yet. Because in their secret society circle, they marry to exchange monies and have what they believe to be advanced children because of their bloodlines. And Mr. Arranged Marriage over here got married to his wife in just 10 months to the date of the meeting. And he gave Micah that look like, you know the rules. But Micah is a rebel, so they might offer her. Nah, I never seen a mulatto get killed in a scary movie, so we'll have to see whether or not she's going to make it to the next scene. I can't tell you what's going to happen. Now we're back at the hospital charity event, and Melissa informs Demetria that Bree is so rich that when she eats, she wipes her mouth with a 24 karat gold embroidered cashmere napkin. And the voice on her alarm clock when she wakes up is Robin Leach from Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. And I don't mean a recording of his voice neither. Robin Leach sleeps underneath Bree's bed and wakes her up by saying, "You're rich, bitch," at 6 a.m. every morning. As a matter of fact, her mama is more loaded than Aaliyah's airplane. She even has a $1.2 million painting in her bathroom so that she can look at a painting of flowers when she takes a shit. And rumor has it Bree's birth, well, let's just say she hatched from a golden egg. And Demetria comes from money too. She's been whipping her daddy's credit card out of her afro and charging it to the game since day one. You go, sister. Now, according to Melissa, she was so filthy and poor that she was forced to work since the age of 11. She's so full of shit. Sure, Melissa. Yeah, right. The only job you ever held was a hand job. Oh, and a blow job. You silly prostitute. Until you sold your first house through real estate, you thought a JOB was an acronym for jerking off the boss. Now we're with Geneva and her friend with benefits named Wayne. Not Little Wayne. This is Big Wayne. The two of them are on a date at the Arte Cafe. The Arte Cafe. The Arte Cafe. Or as they say in the South, the Arte Cafe. Arte Cafe. That sounds like some archaeology. Anyway, and she is a silly fat girl, acting how women act when they really like a guy. You know, like her brain is located in her vagina. So they barely eat any food before they had to hop up and leave to go do it. And Wayne whispered something so crazy into her ear, she went crazy and lost it. Yes, her balls fell out. No, not the Kegel balls. I mean her testicles. They fell out of her duct-taped ass. He said this into her ear. Psst. I always wanted to sword fight with Blade. And the bitch was like, on guard, touche, seppuku, let's go. Ew, nasty. Now we're at the Past Thai restaurant with Melissa Ford and her boss, Jennifer. And Melissa just knows that she's about to be fired. So she's trying to save her job. So she starts talking that big girl stuff. You know, stuff like, I'm so awesome that I moved to New York City with a one-way bus ticket, 2 bags full of dildos, and $25. Yeah, Melissa, traveling with a small amount of cash is a good way to keep from losing it all if you were to get robbed. Besides, you probably have some guy's Centurion Black card in your back pocket, keeping it warm from all of that glorious booty heat. And I bet you had a place to stay when you reach New York. I mean, $25 can get you what? A box to sleep in for the night? It wouldn't even put you in the worst of hotels, so stop fronting. So Jennifer fell for Melissa's BS story, and she still has her job. For now. But Jennifer is quitting the M&S company, and her excuse is her son, who is of marrying age, yes, an adult, is moving back to Seattle, Washington, because he needs her. So she's going back to the West Coast to be with this big boy, and Melissa starts crying like someone came in her eye. Then she threw major shade at her boss. She said that she feels like Jennifer is like a mom to her. Melissa is like 37 years old, and this lady can't be much older than maybe 5 years older than her. So basically she said that Jennifer is an old bat. In our final scene, we visit Demetria's apartment in Brooklyn, New York, and Demetria is with her loser doormat fiance Greg, and Demon has a great idea for the ladies to come together and settle their petty differences by going on a boat trip. And yeah, she's gonna invite them by sending them really catty cards that say things like, Dear Micah, you are a drunk, long-faced, vampire-looking mulatto mess of a whore. You nasty, alcoholic slut! Exclamation point. And dear Melissa, a vagina is made to stretch for a baby, not for a parade of penises. An old wise man once said that a woman's vagina should never be bigger than her apartment! Exclamation point. Signed and sealed. What a catty cunt. And this is why I can't stand Demetria. But I have a card for Greg and one for Demetria. And mines go like this. Dear Demetria, you are an evil, fat, black bitch. If you lost about 50 to 75 pounds, you'd be kind of cute on a good day. But since you won't stop working your jaws, and the only exercise that you get is running to the refrigerator and doing pull-ups on the counter, you will never see yourself in a size smaller than a 20. Like, you will never see your feet when you stand at the toilet to pee. I know you're a man. And dear Greg, grow a prayer, bro. You are engaged to a man. Start standing up to him more often, and please, put some chapstick on your upper lip. It's wider than Bree's circle of friends. And that was pretty much it for this episode. Next week is the season finale. Yes, the show was only 9 episodes for the first season. I don't know why. It was Bravo's biggest debuting audience in the history of the channel. Anyway, see you next week for the next review. And don't forget to comment below and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more celebrity and reality TV news, reviews, recaps, and opinions. And if you like it, share the video on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, MySpace, or Toucans with a string in the middle, or even telepathically. In other words, tell a fucking friend.